Welcome to the very 64th hour of Adventurers Wanted Rebellion. Yes. Are you going to mock me throughout my introduction? Okay. My name is Leo. I'm going to be the Games Master for this morning. This is not technically a relaxed performance, but we do have a relaxed attitude to sound and movement from the audience for the benefit of people that would struggle to stay still or silent for an entire hour. The lights are going to stay exactly like this, although the reason it's not technically relaxed is that there may be some sound effects from Wilhelm at the back. Nope. We got that. We timed that perfect last time, but apparently not. There we go. Sorry, Chloe. What is this? This is a tabletop role-playing game, which means that the four people on my right and left are playing individual, unique characters in a fantasy setting. As the game master, I am playing the fantasy setting. So the seas that they are apparently about to sail over, as well as their allies and their enemies that they meet. And to try and keep things fair between us, we use dice when we interact. The most common one you'll hear us talk about is the D20, 20-sided die, icosahedron if you're being nerdy. High numbers are better, low numbers are worse. So a natural 20, so Reese is there, miming. Oh yes, thank you for reminding me.
Sleight of hand.
Okay, we'll get to that. Thank you for reminding me. So, where was I?
Icosahedron.
Icosahedron, that's fine.
Good, low is bad.
That's fine. So, if you feel like you do need a break at any point, please do feel free to duck out the door you came in and ask to be readmitted by one of the sweet staff when you're ready. Also, if you feel like we could help you in the room, Naomi over your right shoulder there is our stage manager. Do catch her eye. Now, as I say, 63 hours of backstory. So let me catch you up. The four players here are playing characters that were members of the Rebellion. For the last 5 years, they were enslaved by an imperial cult and forced to mine a mysterious ore, which they have found over the last 63 hours to have time-bending, mysterious properties, and also to be quite explosive. And in the war against the cult, throwing them off, they accidentally, they used a lot of it in one explosion and kind of blew up the capital city. That happened. And they have won the battle recently, killed, but not the war, killed one of the generals of the cult, and I've recently been tracking them through the country to the sea. They can see that the cult have routed across the ocean to an island with a mysterious green glow that is definitely not an F. Scott Fitzgerald reference. It's honestly not. It occurred to me after I said it. The last thing that they did was steal a ship to try and go across the ocean to follow the cult. We'll get to that in just a moment. And you'll probably learn about some of the things that happened in the village that made them feel okay to steal the ship. But first, let's meet our players and their characters. So on my right here, tell us your name, your character's name, their pronouns, and give us a little bit about how they're feeling at the moment, where they're at.
Of course. My name is Reese, and my character's name is Professor Digby Drusell. He is a tabaxi, so that's a cat person, for those not in the know. He is like a tall bipedal ocelot, very scruffy looking, and wears a tweed blazer with elbow patches. Think a cat geography teacher. And he's a druid, so his powers and magic comes from nature and his connection and knowledge of that. And he's been working alongside the rebellion and has gone through a lot in the last couple of days and has just freed a bunch of individuals that he and his party members located beneath a temple.
Cool. Catherine?
Oh, hi, I'm Catherine. Yes. I'm playing Dr. Hearthfire, a lovely little dragonborn who is also a druid and also runs a lovely little tavern as a sanctuary for the orphans.
So dragonborn, sort of half dragon, half person.
Yes, yes, like a walking dragony person. Very scaly. but I do take care to buff down my scales a little and, rub in some nice creams so I smell quite nice. Like lavender.
Fantastic. Matt?
Lemongrass. Depends on my mood, really.
There's another side to this Dragonborn, believe me. Go on.
I'm Matt, and I'm playing Aircos, a rogue elf. Small spaces, quiet, or indeed the absence of sound would be preferred. But if needs must, and needs often must, I've got some sharp things that I prefer not to use.
I think you get the idea.
He, him.
He, him. Fantastic. Sorry, did we get Dottie's pronouns?
She, her.
She, her. Fantastic. And James.
Hello, I am James, and this is as many as my 15th hour playing here on this stage. Yeah, I have a very big problem. And I'm playing as Gregor Bloodgrip, who is a dwarf barbarian / monk. He's been studying under Barksby and Kess in the ways of relaxation, and he's looking forward to trying out his new abilities this session.
And just to confirm, he, him.
And he's a he, him.
Fantastic. Okay. Are we okay on sound levels there, by the way? Or do we... Yeah, okay, no worries. Right, so... Where we immediately left off was the four of you... Well, three of you and someone else got onto the ship that is owned by the mayor of this town, Delmuth, which you are attempting to steal. I will give you an opportunity to investigate the ship first, but you are also surprised to find that Gregor catches up with you. Very stealthy for a barbarian. No. You're quite surprised. You've, Gregor, been given a letter to give to Dottie, and that is actually why you're here.
All right.
A postal service?
A postal service, yeah.
I never thought I'd see the day when I was the recipient of a postal service.
I would have read it. Sorry.
You would have read it?
Yeah.
Wow.
If it wasn't sealed.
Boo. It was sealed, but I mean, I'm not going to seal it.
Well, then no, I wouldn't. I would have sort of just approached and just sort of...
Listen, you were instrumental in setting up the postal
I know.
service. Please
I know.
respect it.
Well... That is a thing. I have drawn postcards of mountains and glaciers. Is it a postcard of one of my would I?
No, it's a small scroll with a stamp on it.
Could I have sketched something on the way to relax myself?
If you want, yeah, he's sketched on the outside of your letter.
The sketch.
It is of the.
It
is of the sunset, the winding down the river that we passed, that we followed to get down to the sea.
Roll a performance check.
Ooh. It's fairly bad.
-1.
8.
8.
We did do sleight of hand last time.
It kind of looks like a river.
Did you draw this as you were running here?
Yeah. That's why it's garbage. That's why it's... Anyway, it's for you.
If you look on the inside, it's written in English.
Oh.
But this is actually Elvish. Oh, Draconic, I think, actually. Sorry.
That'll be a while.
Draconic.
Read it.
Dear Dottie, you are shining light in these evil times.
Are you reading it out loud?
Well, I mean, we've got an audience, so it feels a bit rude not to.
No, but I mean within game.
Sorry, not to be too drastic or anything.
A really bad headache just then.
Yeah, roll a wisdom saving throw. No, I'm joking.
Thank you for being such an inspiration. You are the Dragonborn we should all be. Proof that actions and deeds, not ancestry or colour, makes us who we are. Thank you for being you. Yours sincerely, John.
I think it's Hispawn.
Oh, yes.
P.S. The animals in our care love you too.
There you are.
Constitution saving throw. Oh.
You burst into tears, dragony tears. So that there's some context for you guys, that was actually written by another player for her. That we're just passing that along.
I have never met.
Yeah, never met.
I don't know how he knows me, but just put a smile on this wizened dragon's face.
He's a loyal watcher of the stream.
He is on the stream. Fantastic.
Oh my god, I got fan mail.
Sorry, I sketched on it.
Right. Okay. Now that we've had that lovely moment, you're stealing a ship in the dead of night from a culty town.
All right. Is it made of stone?
No!
I don't want to know then. But I will help you. Because that's what Kess taught me to do.
Who's that?
Chris's character.
Okay.
Kess is one of the monks in town.
I think the only one.
She's a little bit scatterbrained. She's quite lucky though, and has managed to make her way through countless combats without. Yeah. She was instrumental in the initial liberation of Goldcrest before you all blew Goldcrest up.
Like said, backstory.
Hashtag not all adventurers.
Okay.
Anyway, we're stealing a ship.
Yes. So what would you like to do?
We're investigating the ship.
Investigate the ship.
Okay. So I'm going to say up to 2 of you can roll an investigation check.
please.
Oh, I'm not. I've only got +1. So
I've
if
got
someone's-
+9.
Who's better at investigating?
I've got +2,
Okay.
but I'm sure
Nice.
25.
21.
Okay.
Yeah.
The 2 of you.
Yes.
The 2 of you make a very quick, stealthy appraisal of the ship. It would, air costs. You would know that you'd need ideally about 25 to 40 people to sail this properly, and it's gonna be a struggle just the 4 of you. But hey, you could definitely give it a go. And then down below, Digby, you find that the bottom of the ship, there's actually a bunch of ore, like in cargo, in crates, presumably ready to be shipped off to the island.
I
You can always dump it in the bay.
How would that affect the sea life? Can I make a guess?
No idea.
Not a clue. I go upstairs very sheepishly, and
Very non-magically.
there's a lot of ore at the bottom of this ship.
Oh no, I don't like that stuff.
I would like to either we don't go anywhere near it or dump it in the ocean.
I don't think we should dump it in the ocean. I think
feel like that's not good for the community.
Might it not be?
Aren't you a druid? Don't you care about the fish?
Listen, I don't exactly want to deliver a large amount of explosive material to the enemy.
That is also a good point. But your tone is rather pointed.
Well, I
Would you
understand.
say
that-
he's being catty?
It's funny because it's a cat.
I understand that making quite such a sizable delivery may not be the advised course of action, but might we, as I am wont to do, tool up?
Can I do like some kind of perception check to see if there's anywhere else we could get rid of the ore, or if there's a way that we could get rid of the ore off the boat that's not gonna.
I would say this is more of an intelligence check than perception.
Well,
That's fine. I got better intelligence.
I mean, you could just leave the crates on the harbour side.
I've got an idea. We could
But
deliver it to the mayor and then blow it up.
What is it with you and blowing this stuff up, man?
I didn't learn my lesson before.
And you're talking about being worried about the environment.
Don't blow up the sea, blow up the land. I'm worried because there's still cultists here, like there. So if we leave it here, it's still in bad hands. We're in rather a
What if we were to leave it on the harbour? And I have very little knowledge of this stuff, I think, unless I can history check on it.
Yeah, go on then.
15.
You remember it being quite explosive. You would also have picked up that
Range.
Range-wise, for the amount that you've gotten here, we're not talking the size of the thing that blew up Goldcrest, but a smaller, quite catastrophic explosion. Yes, it would definitely take out at least half this village.
I have a plan.
Can we... Sorry, go on. Please.
We could place it somewhere, and then I could cast spark growth around it, so that no one, and then sparks will come up the ground, and no one can get to it.
See, now, that would be wonderful, were that not magic.
Yeah. So you again, I was going to say, you're reminded that it is primed by magic and then set off by a physical contact after that magic has primed it.
I was wondering if the range was such that we could sort of leave it behind, move away from, still be within range to cast, and possibly not with my athletics, but throw something at it.
I mean, you've got a bow, haven't you?
Oh yeah!
But yes, you would do that, but just so you're aware, the crates below would take about half an hour to an hour to unload with the four of you.
Was this not just a scouting mission? Should we go and report back to whoever's in charge now? Probably
This was the
Baldrin
counter-strike.
or...
This is the counter-strike. The army is routed. We've devastated their forces. They're on the retreat.
Well, we need more than just 4 people to launch a counter-attack.
Not with grim determination and a
Your-
good attitude.
Your brief was to track the cultists until they stopped running so that you know where they're going to be.
Where are they?
Currently, they've taken all the other ships
They're at sea.
and
They
have
are
sailed west.
running.
Did I manage to see the island is what I'm asking.
Oh yeah, you managed to see
I managed
that.
to see it earlier.
Yeah.
Right, so all the dark energy seems to be radiating from that outcropping of rock over there. I say we report back to Alassi and Baldrin and see what the council have to say about this. Maybe they've resurrected Simon, who knows?
Resurrected.
Oh, he died.
That
Did
seems
you not
awfully-
know that?
Awfully a blunt way to deliver such news.
Yeah, the
I'm not
mayor,
charismatic.
the mayor of the town, the sort of de facto leader of the rebellion, was killed in the last battle.
But so was Lady Mezoth.
I don't know who that is.
That was the
Lady
general
Anne,
of the cult that
you
I
remember,
mentioned.
you remember
That's,
the, you remember
I
the
mean,
little
tit for
dragons?
tat, I suppose.
remember the little dragons? Remember the note that was signed M? Fair enough.
You know how earlier I said that maybe we shouldn't deliver it to them? Maybe we should.
Right.
And
So-
rather than blow up the village, blow up...
We've
the
got
island.
approval from the audience for this suicide run.
Let's do
Ram it.
something interesting.
I mean,
How far away is this island,
I
this
have-
outcrop of
better we
rock
ram
that
it
you
into
can
some
see?
cultists.
Couple of hours.
Yeah.
A couple of hours, say.
Yeah.
Right.
Better we ram it into some cultists that some horrible man uses it to poison his wife.
Well,
No way for a gentleman to behave.
actually, I passed
Rather
a few
hoping the wife
people
would
running. They were running through the woods there.
No, you wouldn't have seen them.
I wouldn't have seen them.
Nope.
I didn't pass any people running through the
What's
woods
your
there.
passive perception?
15.
Yeah, you definitely wouldn't have seen
Definitely
them.
didn't see them. Wait.
Let's go!
Okay, so you're
Yes.
just gonna...
Yeah! Why not?
I'm good at land vehicles, not sea vehicles.
What have we got?
Let's get a survival check from everybody,
I
please.
know my way around a ship and can delegate, perhaps.
14.
22.
16.
24.
24, 22, 16, 14. You guys have... Well, it's been well established that Dottie knows nothing of the sea
I've never even heard of the sea before.
or ships.
I thought ships were drowning animals.
Gregor,
Now I want one.
Gregor, you've got a general idea of the things that need to be done. However, it's under the watchful eyes of Digby and Aircos, you're able to unravel the moorings to the quay and set the ship ready to sail. Does anybody have any way of producing any wind?
Gust!
And the same to
Because
you.
otherwise you're going to sit here and wait for the wind.
I have gust.
As
I
at the
have
head.
an idea.
I can row.
You have Gus.
I could turn into a large fish or whale and pull.
Can you do that?
I got polymorph.
That's nice. That's
Okay.
good.
I
I'm
go
assuming
towards the front of the
ropes we
ship.
had used to.
Go ahead. All I'm telling you is that there's 4 of you and this ship is not moving right now.
The ropes we
I
had
tied
used.
a yarn around my wrists.
Right. Oh no, this is magic stuff.
I leap into the water and turn into a killer whale.
Do you do that? Do you do that mid jump or as you hit the water?
So there's a
or
massive
mid-jump.
splash.
mid jump. The cat with the tweed jacket and all turns into a killer whale, and the orca hits the water, creating a massive splash. Can I get a disadvantage?
I'm sure no one heard that.
How?
This is only the first time I've had to deal with whales.
Can I get a stealth roll with
Whales
disadvantage, please? As it turns out, you've got sound effects.
With my +5, that's 11.
11. Yeah, you hit the sea with a crack. That's cocked.
Were you not still stealthing?
I've never seen
No.
a whale before. I am quite distracted.
Looks like a sea creature. Is it a fish? Is it a mammal?
I don't
Discuss.
think I've ever seen a fish.
Well, there we are. Oh, you'd have seen a fish, surely.
You've just eaten
Oh,
one.
maybe not. No, fair enough.
Oh,
Fair
I
enough.
had a 1 for a history check on the sea.
Matt, you are aware that fish don't look like fish pies when they're in the ocean, yeah? There's so
these
the
are
whale
going away.
hits the sea. Can I get an athletics check for a whale? I hope you have the stats.
I have the stats.
Good.
Gonna
And
go
you
with a
want to use
sea-coloured
gust.
dice for this one.
Do we need both?
See it roll
Gust.
1.
Having looked at my
Athletics for a whale, that's 14.
Okay.
Having looked at my spells, Gust can create a small blast of air capable of moving an object that is no more than 5 pounds.
Yeah. So you cast it at the edge of the sail, and it does a little ripple.
So that's another effect, is a harmless sensory effect. Like leaves to rustle, winds to slam a shutter closed, or clothing to ripple in a breeze.
So it's definitely not enough wind for the ship.
But I tried my
However,
best, and that's
If only wind bother away here.
you're getting pulled by a whale at this point.
Yeah, I'm
Very
assuming we've
s-
been able to tether to him.
Yeah.
Did I see the whale, or was I turned around and focused on the sails, and I just think I'm amazing?
Well, no, the whale was not stealthy. So,
Well, I tried my best, and that's what matters.
so you begin to very slowly undock from the quay. It's quite slow, and it's exhausting work. You're not going to be able to do this for much longer on your own. Does anybody else have any bright ideas?
I could roll.
Now that we're, I'm
Hey,
assuming
bravo.
approaching the edge
Yeah.
of the harbour,
Yeah.
I'll be able to align the mainsail.
Okay. Roll a survival check again.
18.
Yeah. Okay. So you haven't done this on your own before, but you've read about it a lot, and let's see if we can. Oh, this is working. As you pull the mainsail around to align it with the wind that is going sheer down the coast.
And we begin to nudge Digby.
Can I steer?
What would you like to do?
So, do I get the sense that...
Yeah, Gregor's up on the wheel.
I'm getting flashbacks
an image
to
of
last
a
year. But you say that.
Do
Short
I
dwarf.
feel that...
Ship's wheel.
Do I feel that I'm not doing much anymore, and it's mainly... just
Roll
in
a
this-
wisdom saving throw as the whale.
I am also here. I will
I mean,
cheer everyone on. Your team.
Whales must be quite
each shape
wise.
as well, don't you?
You'd hope. 8.
No, you feel like maybe you just need to adjust your course.
I will adjust my course.
Roll a strength check. Or athletics, sorry.
That's better. That's 16.
Okay, and the ship begins to pick up quite a speed as it pulls out of the harbour. You definitely, if you don't stop this now, if you want to continue pulling, you can feel yourself getting exhausted. I mean, it's a ship. You're one whale.
It's true. I am one whale.
It is designed to do this, but at the same time.
If only we had another druid.
I don't think I can turn into anything that swims.
Polymorph. I think you can.
No, my wild shape says...
No,
I
that's...
don't know why I'm doing this in character.
Polymorph, not wild shape.
I
But it's
don't
alright.
have
Yeah, there you are.
In that case, knowing
Sorry,
that we
lads.
might need me at full strength, I'll revert my form back to a... Oh god, I'm a cat in the water. This isn't going to end well.
Can you do a sort of, a Shamu dive?
DM, will you allow me to leap, revert, and land?
Roll an acrobatics check.
Come on.
Acrobatics.
Is it as a whale or himself?
As the whale.
That's the whale.
Oh, yeah.
How acrobatic can a
There's
whale
still a
be?
cat in there somewhere.
The heart of a cat.
15.
15. Okay, yeah, that's not too bad. You leap out of the ocean and mid-jump change back into a cat and splat onto the side of the ship. You grab on and manage to drag yourself over. It wasn't quite the swan diving moment you were hoping for.
It's not the landing cats usually afford themselves.
No. But you did manage to do it, just about. And the ship continues to sail without you.
Good job, team.
All thanks to your momentum.
Do you mind if I take a short rest?
You do have, like I said, you have 2 hours until you reach your destination.
Tuck him in.
So you can have a short...
I don't know where I found
You
this
find-
blanket.
For the first
In the
time...
captain's cabin, right?
I spray it with my blanket.
Oh,
For the first time in years, Digby lets out a small purr.
as you're tucked in with a lavender scent.
Constitution saving throw. Oh, no, I failed
Just
to
a warm glow.
I failed to shed a single tear.
Can I get a wisdom saving throw from you as well?
Oh.
Oh, that's a pass! And as...
21.
that's a pass, yeah. So as you do this and you feel the purr, the shadow over your mind that has been troubling you for ever since you ate that fish pie lifts, and you suddenly feel like you're no longer in any particular mental danger.
Could I have found a hat and a pipe in the captain's cabin?
I'm gonna say yes.
I think it makes with the beard. My beard's braided and long, and it's gorgeous. If I do say so myself. And I'm just on the helm, just puffing away. Just
Okay,
All
so
we
I
can
could
see
I
is
could
a
get
hat
used to
and
this.
smoke.
all you, yeah, all you
just
can
take
see
the
is
wheel.
a hat. So everybody is allowed a short rest. So if you need to spend any hit dice, or if you've got anything you can do on a short rest, then do that.
Arcane recovery.
You'd get key points, stuff like that back.
Not used any.
No, okay.
Could I meditate? Like, could I find this calming and meditate it?
Yeah, sure. As you're upstairs, what is Dottie doing during this short rest? I know what Gregor's doing. What are Dottie and Aircos doing during this short rest? I mean, it's not like it's been neglected, but it's a ship. So as you're sailing, there is spray coming over the side, and the ships will always need cleaning.
Messy.
No, the rooms themselves are not messy,
Okay.
but the top deck will be. Okay.
To be a tavern.
Swabbing the deck.
Oh no.
I'm not sure it is.
It's
Go
a
on.
dream.
Trance doesn't do me any favours on a short rest, does it?
Not really, no.
No. Then I
Help me clean.
pull out a
Put you
book.
to work.
And, no, thank you. Kind offer though it may be. I'll just read up on sailing.
Why don't you get in the crow's nest, chap? I say,
I'll read from
not
up there.
knowing what a crow's nest is.
I'd say you know
Perhaps
it.
there's a basket up at the top of that mast there that you can see out of far distances.
All right. Yes.
Roll an acrobatics check.
Oh, it's night, isn't it? Yes. I'll scout from through the dark.
Oh,
Almost as if
maybe.
you're a scout.
Maybe I should have considered doing something useful.
Oh, that's not very good on the acrobatics.
It's pretty windy.
I
6.
can cast spider climb on you, which would make you be able to climb like a spider.
So,
Sounds wonderful.
so what
Oh,
happens?
the name, isn't it?
I'm just going to roll that 2 into a 20 then.
So what happens is Dottie sees you struggling to even get purchase, and then you come over and describe to us how casting spider climb looks.
It's the dragon blowing wind
Just-
up my ass. Sorry.
Come on,
I'll
get
let
to
you-
it.
She just shoves you on the shoulder, and as she does, you actually
Miraculously.
I mean to do it gently, but I'm too strong.
and you slip in a patch of water and put your foot up, and your foot sticks to the mast, and then you put your second foot up, and you can just walk perpendicular.
Like-
Perpendicular to the mast.
Hey!
You just walk up the side of the mast
Bloody good elf.
and hop into the crow's nest.
Not you having fun while I'm doing all the work.
There's a lot,
Now
a
with
lot
the
of watching
sponges.
to be done. We're approaching an outcrop of rock.
Can I get a perception check with disadvantage, please?
From
You.
Oh,
I'm making this tavern ready for customers.
Is that natural 20?
it is. But I've got to roll. Oh,
It's
no.
night. It's night.
He is in a crow's nest, though.
What was that? I can't see from here. I can't see from
No
here.
way.
Is it another natural
No
20?
way.
Another one.
Ah, there we go. Chances.
Tom Black,
Yay,
if you're watching.
statistics! The chances of that are incredibly low. From up here, you can see
28.
incredibly well.
Excellent.
You begin by looking back at the coast, and indeed you can see just beyond the village there are torches. And up on the hill, there's a large group of people, a large force, it looks from here. And it kind of looks like an army has followed you and are now above the town looking down upon it.
Can you see if it's our army?
I mean, you're not there.
Oh, sorry.
Can I see
No,
the
no,
tower?
no. That's what you see.
Yeah, right.
Right, from here, because
Those
you're an
standards,
hour. You're an
yeah,
hour
yeah.
out to sea.
Okay.
I know you've got a natural 20,
But
but you're an hour out to sea. Out ahead of you, you can see the rock that you're sailing to. This small island from which this sort of
With the
strange. The green tinge isn't really there anymore. It's not like it was a light emitting from the island. It was
Okay.
more like the sunset was warped.
Oh.
It was more like the sunset was warped by the island. So it's more like a deep sort of jade on the horizon now. As you watch, you can actually see the entire island seems to be covered in buildings and towers and turrets. The whole thing appears to be a city.
Do I recognise material? It's built of stone and what
Not
you
from
would
this far
expect,
out.
Not
Not
built
from
of
this far
oil.
out. You're still
Okay.
about an hour away, like
Fine.
I said.
Yep.
There's one third thing that you see. There's something moving in the water below the ship.
So glad I came along with you guys.
That's
Rather
You-
than
You have. I'm gonna say you actually have seconds before it's gonna do something. So
okay, rather than try and convey that, I draw an arrow as an attack of opportunity.
as just an attack,
Just
yeah,
an
sure,
attack,
go
yeah.
for it.
Draw an arrow and shout, guys!
You're shooting into the water,
Yes.
so actually the rules on this give you disadvantage.
Okay.
So the two of you, you're having a snooze still at this point.
Mm-hmm.
The two of you hear a guys, and then Aircos releases an arrow down into the water.
I rolled a 14 on the attack roll.
14 total
Yeah.
with the disadvantage.
Oh, disadvantage. Yeah. 7 and 7, 14.
14. The arrow meets something as the something breaks the water. It's this black, goop-like, rolling, sort of fleshy thing with eyes all over it. And as it breaks the water, your arrow hits it for...
Oh, God.
We're going to need some more combat-y music, please.
I was inside one of these things.
8
Wasn't pleasant.
damage.
Yeah, it's a needle in a putty stack. Yeah, it just into the thing as the thing breaks the water and forms into a long tentacle-like shape and just lands on the side of the ship. The ship lurches to the side.
Haven't you?
lurches to the side. Can I get an acrobatics check from Dottie? You're on the top deck.
Your
And
tavern.
I need an acrobatics check from Gregor as well. I know you're a monk. You
well-
wake up.
What's going on?
I'm in the
The ship
crow's
is like
nest.
this.
Oh,
It's
no.
lurched to the side. Huh?
I'm in the crow's nest.
Oh yeah, you're gonna need one as well. Okay, you're fine. You prop yourself up with your mop.
Acrobatics, yeah?
Yeah.
19.
Yeah, you're okay. You've also still got spider climb on you, I
Oh,
imagine.
yeah.
So you can do what you want with the crow's nest.
Can I hold on to the wheel?
What did you get?
11.
11. Okay, so you let go of the wheel, you miss that entirely, and you skid down and are now hanging onto the side of the ship currently. You're going to have to climb yourself back up in a minute. Everybody roll initiative, please.
What if we don't want to fight? What if we all want to know?
Sorry, Leo, but noob, there are no amendings to be made to the roll. For
Dexterity.
Oh, dexterity.
Yeah, it should be on your sheet.
+4. Oh god.
His pencil's over it, that's all.
Is 8. Oh, sorry, yeah, I should have seen that then. But yes, 8.
8. Dossie?
7.
Digby?
9.
Oh my lord.
God.
Guys. Gregor?
19.
Okay. Gregor, you get to move first.
I'd like to rage,
Sure.
please.
So how does that rage affect, like, narrate to us the rage?
So-
Where does it come from?
So where before it was almost like the spirit of the bear flowing through him, there is that still, but at the same time, he has found that gazing into fire has helped to calm him. So at the same time as there being a rage, there is almost, he sees like a fire within himself, and that just sort of manifests as a calming rage. Like he's in control of the rage.
It's a still
Yes.
anger.
Yeah, it's like
I get it. Yeah. It's a focus more than a rage almost.
Yeah.
And it's your turn. You're
Awesome.
hanging on to the side of the ship as it lurches to the side and
That would
begins
make
to
me
tip and capsize.
I'd like to climb back aboard and try and steer it away.
Okay, roll an athletics check.
That's not very good.
Why are you rolling 2?
Advantage because I'm raging.
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah. Thank you.
18 that one. To climb
18,
aboard.
yeah. You definitely climb aboard. You grab onto the wheel and begin to turn it the other way, and the rudder rudderlessly flaps out of the water as you're already halfway to being capsized. This thing it's not like you can avoid hitting it. It's not an iceberg. It's latched itself onto you. It's grabbed you. This massive black tentacle-like thing has broken from the water and is bringing your ship down.
Then I would like to throw.
I would say that is your action and movement.
It's a full
Have you got
action.
yeah.
Alright.
Have you got a bonus?
I do have a bonus, but it's an unarmed strike. Oh no, I used my bonus to rage, so no, I don't.
Okay,
That's
cool.
me.
Oh,
I'm
yeah,
just
you did use your
holding
rage.
tight onto the wheel.
Fantastic. Okay, now it's its turn.
I'm
Let's
not
see.
having a very cracking time.
Oh, nice.
And the pun is so bad it dies, and we're all
It does. There is another sort of black ooze breaks off from the side of its body, and it latches onto you in a second place, beginning to pull the front of the ship down into the water, turning it as it goes. You're almost at a 90-degree angle from upright. Things are not going well.
cast spider climb on myself.
Okay, yeah, you've got spider climb, so you're fine in the crow's nest.
Yeah.
You've now got spider climb on yourself as well. You're on the side of the captain's wall, and you're hanging on to the... We'll get you to do an athletics check at the beginning of your next turn. Can I have Digby's turn, please?
What if I want to drop?
So you're inside the cabin.
Oh, I'm inside the cabin.
Yeah, I thought that's where you went and had a cat nap.
Oh, okay,
Remember
no,
with
fair
the
enough.
blanket, yeah?
Yeah, you're right. I would have been in the cot.
So you're in the captain's cabin, and you're on the side, and you can just see the porthole is, on the floor, and you're like, that's real
not
bad.
Good. Can I try and, with my
Welcome to the sea.
cat-like agility and feline prowess, try and
This is actually a really good team for this encounter.
try and get out of the cabin and see what's going on deck?
Absolutely. That's not going to be too hard because you've got stuff to hang on to inside of this room.
And I have a climbing speed, isn't it?
And you have a climbing speed. Oh, then you don't even need to roll. Yeah,
Oh,
no,
sweet.
sure. So you just climb up the side of the building, side of the room, open the door and swing yourself out of the door, and you see the scene. Dottie propping herself up with the mop. You watch as she begins to cast Spider Climb on herself, which is what your next turn is going to be, just so you're aware. Because that is an action.
Yeah, but I don't want to be
She's propping herself up with the mop and she's yelling something at the black thing. You get the feeling it's a bad pun.
Great.
I mean, it is Dottie.
It's
Like,
literally about backing off my tavern.
yeah. Off to your right, you can see the elf in the crow's nest. You can't, from this angle, see where Gregor's at. Things are looking grim.
Amorphous blob, is it still in the water or is it completely on the boat now?
No, it's half of it is in the water, half of it is on the boat. It is reaching from the water to pull you down into something from the look of it.
Well, great. To pull us down into the water or pull us down into it or something in the water. Great. I'm just gonna go off my original plan because sod it, it's my final hour. I will polymorph into a killer whale again and attempt dive into the water.
Okay. Once again, the whale transformation mid-air. Splash, that's your action.
And I will engage in combat with this creature, ready to try and bite and pull it off the ship.
Fantastic. You swim headlong into the side of this thing. Dottie, you're casting Spider Climb?
I am indeed.
What would you like to do with your movement? So up or sideways or...
How's Agos? Is he looking rickety?
I don't know. We'll see in a minute.
I meant whether I should climb up to where he is, or whether that's a bad idea. I don't know.
Oh, it's actually Akos's turn first. Sorry, I went out of order, didn't I?
Well then,
You got an 8 and Dottie got a 7.
Right.
indeed.
My bad. So it's actually your turn next. I'm not going to say you're going to need an acrobatics check to stay on the boat because you are magically attached to whatever you want to be magically attached to.
Right. I'm feeling like I'm not much use in the crow's nest.
What would you like to do then?
I really don't know what I really don't like fighting. I suppose I climb down. Would that be a good thing to do, or should I stay where I am? I mean, no, down we go.
I mean, he is looking rickety, yeah. But the spider climb is still active, and as you watch, he begins to move along the crow's nest and then down the ship towards the Shoggoth, presumably.
Yes.
Okay. Which is the name of this black thing. I need to press you. Sorry.
Actually, sorry. Can I? No, I have come. I'll come down first, and I will attack with bow from there.
Yeah, sure. So as Matt is rolling, what are you going to be doing?
So if I use
So you've used your action to cast Spider Climb.
I'm gonna stay down here then. There's no sense in me climbing up the crow's nest.
Yeah, so he's come down.
I'm just gonna move to the side of the ship that is further away from the.
Sure. So you head towards the captain's cabin, back towards the rear of the ship, as you watch the Tabaxi jump out and form into an orca.
Wow! I am still in the heart of fear. I am still very impressed.
Gregor,
Yeah.
can I get an athletics check
Yeah,
quickly?
sure.
As you're hanging on to the
27.
27. Although, like, if I'm being rules lawyery, you wouldn't be raging because you didn't attack anything or take damage last time.
Oh, I would have
Punched
been
himself.
hitting myself,
There we
yeah. Which I'd do again. Just, I sort of see it, there's a splinter of wood from the wheel, and that makes me rage even more.
Yep.
Everything. As I would it be a use object to tie myself to the wheel, or?
Yeah, I'm gonna say so. Yeah.
Can I just sort of
You
quickly
take the rope out of your explorer's pack.
Yep, and just sort of tie myself to it, so that I can
Sleight of
attack.
hand check for the knot.
That's not great. I'll be honest. That's a slip knot.
Okay.
That's a 3.
You didn't have much time, to be fair.
No.
You're just like
As I throw 2 javelins at the
Make your attack rolls.
a natural 20 and
Wow.
a 14.
Fantastic. Yeah. So roll your damage. So that'd be 3d6. Yeah. Plus twice your modifier.
Yep.
Plus strength, plus rage.
34.
Whoa! Yeah, it's these javelins find their mark in an eye on the side of this thing and splinter it, creating
As he
quite a mess
as he-
on the top deck that you were cleaning.
as he tries to bite the splinter out of his fingers, goes, "Argh, it's just in deeper now.
Right.
I'm very angry with you now."
The Shoggoth lets go of the ship
Oh no.
and turns to smack the whale.
AC of 12.
So 14 and 32. Sorry.
Oh!
So
Shog off, more like bog off.
So, as it wraps itself around your encroaching mouth and crushes the front of you, you take 72 points of damage.
Holy fuck.
Oh no!
Dude.
Still up.
The ship,
Are you a cat again?
now that it's no longer
Let's take that
anchored,
again.
now that it's no longer anchored, the ship swings violently back, trying to right itself. So basically, it's just like somebody is just boing on the side of the ship. Can I get athletics checks from every? Oh no, you're spider climbed. You're fine. And you've got advantage because of your rage.
18.
18. You've managed to hold
Like a
on.
weeble.
You've managed to hold on as you've tied yourself to the wheel, and the 2 spider climbed. Yeah, you just like.
Yeah, one of those, like, those
Digby.
toys that you can knock over with like the round base.
Yeah, like a bubble toy, going back and
Still a
forth.
whale.
Weebles
I'm
wobble.
still a whale.
No way.
And the Shoggoth disappears below the ocean.
Huh?
That was really mysterious.
No,
It-
that's.
I mean, as you are completely engulfed by this thing, at the beginning of your next turn, you're going to take 13 more bludgeoning damage.
Still a whale.
You're still a whale. Would you, bearing in mind it's your last hour, like to narrate to us what happens below the surface?
So, beneath the surface of the water, between the black goop and eyes, there is this.
I've got that much health left.
There is a slick, black and white killer whale locked in combat, trying to get this thing around its mouth and swim downwards.
Okay, roll attack rolls, I would say then.
9.
9. You can't get purchase, and you're trying to go downwards and pull it down, but it seems to be attached to the bottom of the seabed anyway. Yeah, 9 actually doesn't hit. It's very easy to hit this thing. How have you managed that?
I don't know.
Okay, I'm just going to make 2 more attacks on you. That's true. So that's a 16
That'll hit.
and a 19
Yep.
for another 72 points of damage.
That will carry over, and I am left on 7 hit points.
And at the top of your next turn, you take 13 points of bludgeoning damage from being engulfed,
And I am unconscious.
and you take 2 death saving throw failures from starting in the water. And suffice to say that as the ship continues on to the island,
I want to turn back.
as the ship
I'm
carries
steering
on
it.
to the island, the tweed-jacketed tabaxi, Digby, Professor of the Eldritch, has never been seen again.
Do we just see? Do we just see a single elbow patch float to the surface?
The blazer does float.
Yeah, okay. I'm going to say, I'll give you an opportunity to narrate yourself out, if you like.
As Digby feels himself being engulfed by this thing, he thinks back to when the calamity happened.
Oh.
And he remembers his 2 kittens that he had.
Oh no!
And the house that he saw be run over by a shoggoth when the calamity first started. And the shame he felt when he run. And the reason why all of his spells revolve around astral kittens is because he's never really gotten over that memory.
And that is Digby's last thought as the universe claims him and his soul rejoins the consciousness above the world. That is where we're going to have to leave Adventurers Wanted for today.
Everyone cries when Reese plays.
Yeah. Reese is the tearjerker. Thank you very much for coming. You got a little bit of everything there, didn't you? If you did enjoy it, please do spread the word about the show. We're on all the social medias at Adventurers Wanted, except Twitter, where we're at Adventurers250. There are indeed 36 hours left, so if you're interested, please do refresh your tickets, come back and see where the plot goes. But if you can't, we have been live tweeting everything out on Twitter, and we're on twitch.tv/Adventurers Wanted. Hello, Twitch stream. And there is also a Patreon and a donate button on our website if you'd like to support this work. We do free play events in London to try and bring the hobby to as many people as possible and show all the different ways that it could be used. So, yeah, we ran a little bit long, so very quickly plugs.
I'm in a musical called My Left Right Foot the Musical with Birds of Paradise Theatre and National Theatre Scotland. We're completely sold out, but keep an ear to the ground for future life.
Fantastic.
Well, somebody told me, Leo. The most important pub of them all.
Stop it.
Today is your birthday.
It is my birthday today. Yeah.
And so... 3, 2, 1.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you.
This is why you were hurrying me up.
Happy birthday, dear Leo.
It's brownies.
Happy birthday to you.
Thank you.
Hey! Yeah!
You got what he wished for. Character day.
Thank you so much, Beck.
Oh God, that's a fire
alarm. Everyone run!
Gust. Bloody gust.
Okay, well, I think that's taken up my time, but yeah. Thank you so much. That was a really varied show for you, wasn't it? All I want to say is please do give a round of applause to our players. They did a great job, especially Reese. And hope to see you again.